Guys, and welcome to another episode of Park Sharks. Today we are in Enterprise, Alabama with two guys that are from this area. So let's skate it up.
My name's Ryan Mills. I'm from here, Enterprise, Alabama. I started skating when I was 5. I'm 27 now. I quit skating when I was about 20. Started a family and a career, and Enterprise decided to finally build a skate park, and I started back.
That was what that's what I needed.
My name's Keanu Mclane. I've been skating 16 years, and we're at Enterprise Skate Park.
It's a very strange name for a town. When somebody told me that there was a skate park in Enterprise, Alabama, I was like, what? Is that like a business? What is that? Is this a tiny little town outside of Dothan?
I live in Dothan, Alabama, so it's like 30 miles from here, so like a 30-minute drive. To me, it's worth it because it's really like the only legit park we have around Dothan, Alabama to skate.
See, I started skating around 97 or 98, and I know it's been before that. They were always trying to get petitions and all that stuff. We've had probably 3 or 4 DIY spots. Of course, they all get shut down and all that. And finally, I believe we got a new mayor, and the mayor finally listened to us and carried out his word.
So me being an outsider, I guess I wasn't jaded in any way upon coming to this place. And frankly, it was really fun, but it's also odd. It's at like a recreational compound, so they have like baseball fields and stuff like that. And then this used to be a batting cage, and they just like laid some concrete and put some ramps out here. Another odd thing about it is that the ramps are just like, there aren't very many of them, and they're really small. You see this big open lot, and half of it's filled up. It's just like a couple of ramps, and you're just like, this is kind of strange. They got this big area with so much potential and this perfect concrete, and then they put tiny little ramps.
I wish they had bigger stuff or more stuff, but it's better than what we had, so.
So when I first came out here, I thought the one thing I was really gonna love was the quarter pipe, because I love small quarter pipes, like just quarter pipes with not really harsh transition. It's the first thing that I skated. And I was struggling super hard on it, and I don't know why. I guess it was just an off day.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
I love the rail. It's round, and I love round rails. Lock into it, and the length of it's pretty fun to try and do stuff.
Super long rails are just super intriguing, you know, because you don't really see those in the streets that often. So having like a 20-foot long, relatively like a pretty low rail that's easy to get on is always like gonna be a highlight. One of the best things about this park is probably the surface, because I've been to so many skate parks that are just free outdoor parks just like this, and the concrete's just subpar, like it's really not that good. But you can tell that they spend a lot of money and time having a quality surface. The flat ground game here is extremely strong because of that.
The cool thing about this park is that it's still got obstacles and different obstacles, but it's also got like a back open space too. So it's like you can hit anything over here and then pull it a full line together. And when you land a trick, you obviously want to land another trick. And then you land that trick, you want to keep going.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with most of the guys that come out here that the middle section is kind of strange. It's super low to the ground. I think it's not even 2 feet off the ground, the flat top, which is really strange. I've never seen anything that low. But the low rail next to it is pretty sick. The benches out here are very well made, high quality, and the grind box is also extremely well made and very high quality.
You don't have to sign a waiver. The lights you turn on manually.
Like you can skate till I think 9:45.
Everybody around here is pretty cool. about skating, so that we don't ever get bothered for real.
You get a good vibe with people out here.
The guys out here are so much fun to hang out with. Everybody is just positive.
Oh my God, dude.
I didn't get any like negative vibes from anybody. Everybody was just encouraging each other. That's what makes a skate park great.
Oh my God.
I think it's more about the people who are out here and the environment that's set in place by fellowshipping with other people takes way more priority over the quality of the park.
Believe it or not, this is like a really big hub for skateboarding because you got Panama City and Pensacola about an hour to 2 hours away from us. You got Dothan, Montgomery, Birmingham. So you got, Georgia, so you got all these surrounding cities here. So we actually have a lot of people that come from those areas to come here and skate.
I feel like if you live around this area or within 30 minutes or 30 miles, like you should definitely check it out. It is worth it,
Yeah, I live in Dothan, so it's like 35-minute drive. Sometimes it's worth coming out here, but I mean, you just never know if it's wet or like what happens because the half-hour difference, the weather could be different.
If Enterprise did it, why can't Dothan do it? Enterprise is technically a way smaller town than Dothan.
The police aren't getting onto us anymore about skating would benefit them too,
There's people like me that have grown up in Dothan, Alabama, street skating all their lives, and just would kill to have just a park like this. It ain't even got to be big or a lot of obstacles, but just something for the community and kids to want to motivate them to be active and do something positive and not get into a bad scene, because it is easy to get in a bad scene. It don't matter where you live.
I hope that the existence of this park, with or without its flaws, just the fact that it exists and they do see kids coming out here every day and it being a positive thing for the community, that will have some effect on Dothan. But I hope that they'll say, oh, maybe we should have something like that as well, because that could be like a good way to keep kids off the street and give them something positive to do that aren't necessarily into your typical, mainstream sports. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this full episode. This is what we got coming up next. I'm here in Land O'Lakes at the recreational facility.